Hello and welcome to my creative space. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to another DIY video. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe and join this creative squad. In today's video, I have 3 farmhouse easy and quick DIYs. I hope you're excited to see how I created them, so let's get started. For my first DIY, I'm using some wooden planks, a ribbon, some paint, some popsicle sticks, as well as some greenery. I'm going to start with my wooden planks. These ones, I pulled them off the easels that I used on my Hobby Lobby part 1 video. If you haven't seen it, it will be linked in my description box as well with part 2. Now, that's why they are kind of rough on the back, and that's the part I want to use to glue the popsicle sticks into. Now, I had the skinnier ones, but you could use any popsicle sticks you have. And as you can see, this one, I had to trim it to be able to fit and be able to glue all of them together and make it into one whole piece. Now, I'm going to take this WAVERLY paint. Isn't this beautiful green color? And I don't usually do much color, but I saw Savvy Crafts with Savannah use this color, and I absolutely loved it when she used it. So I thought I would give it a try. The color will be in my description box because I'm not the best at remembering. Okay, now I want to distress this color once it's dried, and I use some white paint and distress it, and oh my gosh, how gorgeous does this look? These two colors go perfectly together. Now it's time to decorate my piece, and I had these cotton pieces or stems from a while ago. I want to say they're from Walmart, and then I had this other greenery from Dollar Tree, and I thought it went perfect with this piece. Now I took this cotton twine and just to secure my pieces together, because I don't want them to be moving, so I use that, and it was thinner. That way when I go in with the ribbon, as you can see now, and wrap it around, you won't be able to see it. Now I am just going to take this Dollar Tree ribbon, wrapped it all around until I get to the bottom, just to cover up the stems, because these stems were kind of rough. But if yours look fine, then you could just leave them like that. Mine were just like kind of peeling, and they were not the same color, so that's why I did it. Now I'm going to secure it with some hot glue and making sure that that's in the back. Now this is what it looks like. Now I'm creating a cute little bow for my piece, and I'm using the exact same technique I always use to create my bows, and just trim 2 pieces the exact same size, fold it in half, and then just glue them to the middle. Once you have them, kind of cinch them down, and then I'll add, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll add some hot glue and glue those together. Now here are my 2 pieces. I cut this other piece of ribbon, and that is going to be the tails, and as you can see, I'm just dovetailing it at the bottom. Now I'm gonna glue my 2 little pieces that are going to create my bow, and then I'll glue the tails to it, and that builds my bow. Now all that's left is to glue piece in the middle to cover that up and make it look more like a bow, and that is basically all I do for this. I think it's a very easy bow, but you'll let me know. And once that is done, now I am going to place it right on top of that ribbon that we used to wrap around the stems, and there you have it. Now you could glue this together. I didn't want to glue it because I want to be able to switch it depending on the season, so I wrapped another piece of cotton twine or cotton thread, and I just use that to tie it on the back of this piece. And yeah, because I want to be able to switch it, and that will be easy to cut. Now I'm just creating a hanger with a piece of a twine rope, and that finalizes this piece. I'm just gonna secure it with some popsicle sticks, and here is the end result. This one was my favorite for sure. I think it turned out beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. For my second DIY, I'm using this sign, some black and white paint, and these beautiful flower stickers from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take the sign and I will give it 2 coats of white paint. Now I'm using this one because I cannot find the bigger signs at the Dollar Tree that they're supposed to have every season. I don't know what's going on. I went to 3 different ones and they did not have them, so here we are. All right, while this dries, I'm taking these push pins and I'm pushing them into this piece of cardboard. This is going to be going outside to get gold spray paint on. Basically the exact same thing I did on my Hobby Lobby part 2 video. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to take this Dollar Tree stickers and I'm going to spell fresh cut flowers. I didn't have enough stickers to spell everything, so I decided that fresh was going to have to be painted. So here I lay down my letters for cut flowers, and this is how I want them to look. And for fresh, I'm basically using the empty sticker portion as stencils. I saw Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs do this, and she just basically traced the letters with a marker and then she goes in with paint. And I thought it was genius because I struggle when I try to use these as stencils, because sometimes the paint just bleeds and the words do not end up looking perfect. But this way I can control the paint myself. So yay for that. Thank you, Sammy, for the tip. Now I'm going to finish painting the word fresh. Now, of course, the word fresh is going to look a little bit different because it's not the same black color, but I go in with some white paint and distress these letters, and I liked how they end up looking. Here I am just distressing, having fun. Now it's time to use the flower stickers from Dollar Tree, and I wish my sign was bigger because I think this is such a beautiful sign, but the flowers don't I cannot use the entire flower, so I was kind of sad, but I still love this sign. I decided I wanted to distress my sign, so I am going in with some antique wax, and then I felt like it was a little bit too much, so I go in with some white paint on top of that just to, get it to my liking. Now it's time to take the Dollar Tree push pins, and I cut off the little, pointy thing on that they have, and I'm going to use that to glue them to my sign. And here you could use the wooden half beads if you have any, but this is all I had to work with, and I really like how it looks. It kind of look really antique, but I don't know, that's just what I think, and I made it, so that's just my own opinion. But let me know what you think, or why would you do different. Now, as always, I try to cover the back, and I used to paint them, but then I saw Sammy from Unicorn Dust again do this, and I think it's genius just to use this craft paper to cover the back instead of wasting paint. And yeah, that is what I'm going to do. Now all that's left is to create a hanger. I decided to use this ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I am just going to be gluing both of the ends on the back, and that creates that. You can leave it as it is right now, but I decided to add a bow because why not? So I created a bow the exact same way I did for my last DIY, and I'm just going to glue it. Now I make sure that I'm able to move it back and forth because I want to be able to move the bow depending on where this sign is going to be sitting. And here is the end result. I think this sign looks so beautiful. Let me know what you think. Hello, Creative Squad. Thank you so much if you are watching right now. And also, I want to thank you so much if you are subscribed to my channel. And if you're not already, I hope that you will consider to subscribe and join this Creative Squad. And also, I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram if you don't do that already. I share a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit about my family. I just share a little bit of everything. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's continue with the video. For my last DIY, I'm using this sign, this other little round sign, this glass candle holder, some paint, as well as these jumbo popsicle sticks. I'm going to start with the square frame, and I'm going to be using the exact same green color I used on my first DIY, and I will paint basically most of this frame besides the bottom inside. That will be covered up, so it doesn't need to be painted. Now that that is done, I'm taking my ruler and measuring how big I need to cut these popsicle sticks, and then I'll mark my popsicle sticks to the exact same size I need them. I'll take my scissors and trim them. Now these popsicles are blue because I recycled them from another project. And anyway, once I trim them, I tried it on there, and if it's perfect, which I was very happy because that means I did a good job. Now I'm going to use that as a guide to do the exact same thing with the other popsicle sticks. Now that I have all my popsicle sticks, I'm taking Ivory color Waverly chalk paint to paint these popsicle sticks because blue is not going to go with it. So it needs to be painted. So I'll also take my glass candle holder, give it 2 coats of paint to make sure everything's covered up. Now I'll take my round little sign and I'll remove the tags that these have on the back, and I will take some spackling to fill in the little hole that this little sign had. And once that is done, you can let it dry. I went ahead and used paint. Nothing really happened, and I'll use the exact same green color paint and I'll paint this completely. And once that is completely painted, I'll take my Waverly chalk Ivory paint and I'll go in to distress it, and I love how these 2 colors look. Yay, so pretty. Now I am going to start by gluing my popsicle sticks into my frame, or the inside of this frame, and I'll use some hot glue for that. Now you will see in a second that the last one is not going to fit because there's not going to be enough space, so I have to trim it down to the size I need it. So I use my ruler, measure it, and then I'll take my scissors and I'll cut it to the size I need it, and then I'll glue it into place, and there you have it. Now it's time to distress the frame on the outside and the inside. I was gonna leave it how it was, but I don't know, I love how it looks distressed, so I decided to go in for it. So here is what I'm doing. Once that is done, I'm going to take these rub-on stickers and I'm going to spell Farm Fresh. These are so easy to do. You just have to make sure that they are all aligned and straight. And there you have them. Now all you have to do is literally just peel them and then place them down and just rub them down with, I use popsicle sticks to do that and it works perfectly fine. Then I'll just remove it and there you have it. Now I'm going to continue to do the rest of them, and here's what Farm looks like. Here is everything all ready to be put together. So I'll start with the round sign, add some hot glue, place it in the middle the best as I can, and then I'll take my square frame and I'll glue it on top of the glass candle holder, and that basically is it. Here is the end result, and I think this sign turned out beautiful. I love all these DIYs. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite DIY. Also, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Give my video a thumbs up, and I will see you on my next DIY. Bye!